My parents used to tell me that if I didn't brush my teeth, mice would come and eat the food that's in between them while I slept.
Oh, God.
And that the gross taste in my mouth in the morning was them pooping in my mouth.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's a hardcore one.
It didn't encourage me to brush. Rather, I didn't brush. Welcome to Bad Parents, a podcast about three bad parents who are trying to raise good kids. She's Shauna.
Hello.
He's Ryan.
What's up?
And I'm Johnny. A Tell It Like It Is podcast for parents to laugh, cry, and to make you feel better about your parenting. On today's podcast, it's all about...
All right, I love you all the same. There's no favorite kids of mine.
Sure, I'll take you wherever you want me to take you. I'll take you this weekend.
And you can be anything you want to be. Yep, lies we tell our children. This is Bad Parents. Let's do a little bit of a roll call, okay, guys? Shauna, your kids' names?
Jack and Eli. Jack is 15 in grade 9. Eli is approximately 9.
Approximately, I like it.
Yeah.
It's a bad parent.
Ryan Parker
Let's go. 5'7", 180 pounds. Oh,
likes to do sex more than us because he's got 3 kids.
yes, I do.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I've had sex 3 times, if you're just getting to know
And
me.
it all took.
And I'll tell you right now, I don't know how to make girls. I guess you have to be sober because I got myself 3 boys.
I would concur with that. I have 2 boys.
Right. So Johnny's had sex sober once. Okay, so I have 3 boys. They are Drew, who is 8. They are Rory, who just turned 12, and Travis, who is in grade 9 as a 14.
Congratulations. I have 2 children. I scratched off the winning lottery ticket for the $1 Million family. I have a boy who is 2 and a girl who is 4. And neither one of them were conceived via me and my wife having sex. Both of them, IVF. Okay, welcome to the Bad Parents podcast. My name's Johnny Garbett, Shauna Whalen, Ryan Parker. We are 3 people who are all 47 years old. We host a radio show, a morning radio show in Toronto. And the one thing that bonds us together is that we're parents.
Like a trauma bond.
That's it. And the cool part about us is we have children from all different ages. So this is called the Bad Parents.
You paid for this lifestyle.
Oh, paid for it. Paid for it.
Crazy.
You can't complain.
I'm still paying for it.
That's nuts.
Yeah. So this podcast is basically just going to be a weekly podcast. We're just going to sit around, have a theme, and then talk about, everything that's coming to our brains about said theme. We're going to have guests. We're going to have different topics. And this week, we're talking about the lies that we have told our children, for better or for worse.
Yeah.
For better or for worse. And you had a great story, Shauna, that you told us. Please, if you wouldn't mind.
So my son plays hockey and he's in house league, and they thought about going into like a select division where it's one step up, but it was going to be double the hockey, double the expenses, double the tournaments, double everything. And we asked my son, who's a goalie.
Not once, double the fun, eh?
No. And we asked him, and, we wanted to see what he wanted to do. He's like, yeah, sure, that sounds fun, Mommy, because he likes it. He's enjoying it. He's just sort of found this position.
Which sucks for you.
Yeah, exactly. So he had to do a survey on the website to say whether or not you were interested. They were gauging the parents' interest in whether or not to do this. And the results came out yesterday that they were not going to pursue this. Like, it wasn't going to be double everything. They were going to maybe play some exhibition games. And so I had to tell my son. He's like, well, you voted yes, right, Mommy?
Uh-oh.
And I said, yes, of course I did. And I didn't vote at all.
What was the vote?
Like whether you were interested in doing select.
What was the numbers? What was?
I don't want to say the next part. It was 11-10.
Oh,
So you would have tied it.
I would have tied it, and maybe there'd be another vote, or maybe it would have. I couldn't believe when I saw that the breakdown was that close.
Your vote literally would have counted. Like, really would have counted.
You would have went to overtime, and Eli, the goalie, would have been able to shine.
God.
And all I got to tell you right now, Shauna, you want to know why that makes that such a horrible story?
Why?
And I'm not kidding. When you said it, you said a particular word, and the way you said it actually, as a father, it made me a little bit upset for Eli. He said to you, you voted right, Mummy.
I know, it's the mommy.
It's the mummy. If he said Ma, if he was 14, he's like, you voted right, Ma.
Yeah, that's true.
But he's little, and he looked up with his little doe eyes. Probably had his gear on still. He probably hasn't taken it off.
He's high-fiving you with his blocker.
Do you remember? I remember when Wayne Gretzky retired, like he wore his gear to like the press conference because it was the last time. So Eli's been wearing his gear for 3 weeks straight.
Stop! Stop.
And all he needed to do, he would have voted, but he couldn't with his blocker and his glove.
God.
And
I
he
have
said-
to lie to him about this forever, right? Like
You
this
have
can
to.
never, the truth can never come out.
No, I mean, maybe his wedding day, if he's he's getting married and he's still wearing his goalie gear. He looked at you and he said, "You voted right, Mummy."
God.
Why he's from London, England now, I don't know.
Ryan, you've had multiple chances because you have 3 kids to lie to your children. You must have got a doozy, no?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, to the third one. Hey, yeah, I'm the father.
Oh my God.
Daddy, why do I look so different?
That's funny.
Daddy, why am I tall?
Why do I have red hair?
Why do I have hair, period? For me is we talk a lot on the morning show that we do that I don't like to do a lot of stuff. I have 3 and I have 3 very busy boys. And my middle son in particular, Rory, plays hockey and he plays a lot of hockey and he plays a lot.
Because you voted.
Yeah, I voted. I actually want my kids to get out of the house and do some stuff.
You voted.
And so I'm always running around. And so unfortunately, when they want to do other extracurricular activities, like on a weekend, if there is some free time, I'll always tell them like, oh, we'll do it next weekend or we'll do it tomorrow or whatever. And I never do. Like, I'm embarrassed to admit this.
So you don't follow through?
I don't follow through. Like, I loved as a child and as a teenager going to Canada's Wonderland. My kids think Canada's Wonderland is like the drive-through gas station. Like they're like, look, Daddy, look at the foam coming on the car. Like I have to, everything I've made big that really isn't big. Like instead of going to go to Ripley's Aquarium, I take him to the Sobeys and just look at
The lobster.
this is Ripley's Aquarium.
Oh my
and the worst part
God.
is like the little guy, I have a little one too who's 8 and he's like, Daddy, I heard that Canada's Wonderland has roller coasters.
Oh no.
And I'm like, no, son, no, that's a different, that's in another Canada.
He's going to be in therapy for sure.
Absolutely.
Yes. So I hate to say, and I think when I lie to them, my intention really is like, oh, okay, next Saturday we'll do that. Right?
And it never happens.
And the next Saturday comes and Daddy just is hungover or tired and doesn't want to go. So that's one of the continuous lies I tell.
Yeah.
If you are not familiar with Shauna, Ryan, and Johnny, the radio morning show, Ryan and I have been friends for over 30 years. Like best friends, Ryan is within my top 4 best friends in my life. And one of the lies that I have, because my kids are small, it's hard to lie to them yet. They're still so, they're not doing anything that needs to be lied about.
Right.
But one has come up and I've taken it from my man, Ryan Parker. And I've made it my own and passed it on to my child. So Ryan, I thank you for that.
Okay.
Oh no.
The ice cream truck purveyors in Bolton, where I live, are very, very sneaky. Where now she goes to big kid school. She's in junior kindergarten.
Okay.
And right at 3:00, there he is, right by the playground.
Oh,
Good job,
dirty.
okay?
That is dirty.
Rocking that sweet track, that Pied Piper flute to lead all the children to the ice cream truck.
Right.
I have said to Olivia, when that song plays, they're out of ice cream.
Oh my God.
I read that online years ago and I used it. Now he's using it.
That's the worst thing ever. That's bad.
He's out there every day, 5 days a week. Like you can't have a massive ice cream every day after school. You just can't.
I know. But you could just take that as an opportunity to teach her about healthy eating and balance.
I guess I could, but I also like the guys also like upselling me $13 for an ice cream cone.
But don't you love that age that you can just like the lies can be
The lies
so
are so-
ridiculous?
yeah.
And the crazy part is because on a nice summer day or spring day, the park is packed, right? And because they're in junior kindergarten, all the parents are there.
Yeah.
So I say this to Olivia, and Olivia is telling all her friends, when the thing's on, it means there's no ice cream. All the parents are like, you son of a...
But hopefully other parents realize, hey, that's a great parent move and I'm not going to sell out.
That's
right?
the other thing. We're all in this together. So if there
Yes.
is a lie, it's part of your duty as a parent to keep it going for the whole community.
So I went on Reddit, where today's topic is we're talking about lies that we have told our children. So I went on Reddit, I looked at some of the good ones, and I printed them off here. I'm going to read them to you. You guys tell me what you guys think, all right?
Okay.
Told my son right after his 5th birthday that I was going to make him 4 again if he didn't stop flushing stuff down the toilet.
Oh.
And it worked.
I'm okay with that one. I'm
Yes.
okay with that one.
Yes. My parents told me around that same age that I would be taller than my brother because my brother's way taller than me. It was an obvious lie and they knew it through genetics. They can sense
I
it.
think that one's worse.
So you have to lie. And they also told me because I was so dumb that I would be older than him one day. I'm like, okay, I guess I will be.
Can't wait.
And they realized how thick I was. And I'm like, this is so easy to lie to this kid. I get it. You want to make your kid happy and you want to stop them from doing something that makes you unhappy.
Sure.
I'm all for it.
It's also amazing as children, right? Like that is a punishment.
Yes.
I'm going to make you younger.
I know.
Where now I'd be like, Shauna, you
I'm
don't
flushing everything, Johnny.
put your headphones back on. I'm going to make you 45.
Yes.
I told my daughter, and this is a classic one, if she picked her belly button, her bum would fall off.
I've never heard that.
I thought I heard that one before.
Picked her belly button.
If you pick your belly button, your bum would fall off. Now, for kids, I understand they don't understand nuance.
Right.
So you're literally saying it's scaring the crap out of them that if they pick their belly button, a piece of your anatomy will
That
fall
one I don't
off
like.
your body.
Yeah, too traumatic. And I think that would carry through way past the time you even remember telling them
Sure.
that.
Oh, listen, if you don't send your kids to therapy at some point, have you really done a good job? I have no problem with it, and I'll tell you why.
That's episode 2.
I have no problem. I'll tell you why. And I think it's because, especially having boys, I guess, boys tend to do things publicly. I don't care if you pick your belly button at home. I don't care. I got boys. They're always grabbing crotch.
Right.
Right? Now, as long as it's their own crotch.
Right. That's the rule.
Get that crotch out of your hand. Sorry, sir. But so I would say anything like, I don't care at home, but I don't want you to do that like at a wedding or at a funeral or you're just,
Okay.
And so I'm like, I feel like I got to tell them like, you can't do things like that. And it's got to be dramatic because they won't listen.
Okay, so in that case, you would say don't do it in public, and you might lie to get them to not do it in that case.
Right.
All right.
My parents used to tell me that if I didn't brush my teeth, mice would come and eat the food that's in between them while I slept.
Oh, God.
And that the gross taste in my mouth in the morning was them pooping in my mouth.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's a hardcore one.
It didn't encourage me to brush. Rather, I didn't brush and tried to stay awake and catch them in the act.
That's great, though.
Oh, my God. That is very violent. I can't see myself
You
saying
are
that.
taking a massive risk. For me, getting a kid to sleep is just a massive chore.
Yeah.
To tell them that something's coming in their room while they sleep, I think is for me that's
What
over
do
the
you
line
mean?
for me.
Tooth Fairy, Easter Bunny, Santa, they all come
That's
in
All
the room.
friends. They're all friends.
right.
They're flying the friendly flag.
Okay, so let's go to therapy for a second. What's more expensive? Spending money on them later on for therapy or spending money on their teeth
That's a great
when they
question.
need braces and they need their work done.
Hopefully benefits cover both.
Would you not agree, though, that brushing your teeth is one of the, at least for my kids, maybe it's a boy-girl thing, I don't know, getting my kids to brush their teeth is almost impossible. They'd rather do anything in the world but that.
My kid's not too bad. He fakes it, though, a lot. He's lying to me.
They don't even wet the toothbrush.
I know. Do better at your
Well,
lie.
tell them if they don't brush their teeth, their bum will fall off. Baby powder is used to turn children back into babies. If I cover you enough in it, you will wake up as a baby.
Love it. Listen,
Oh, yes.
I respect these.
It's called baby powder.
Yeah.
You're like, I get it.
Genius. There's even a baby on the bottle.
Right? That's it. Okay. This one here I love, and it's the last one that I have. We're talking about lies that we've told our children. I went on Reddit. I found some of these that you said that you told your children. It's so random. Remember taco neck syndrome? I had convinced my 7-year-old son that if he tilts his head too long while eating tacos, that his neck will stick like that, where like your left ear is now glued to your shoulder.
Taco neck
Taco
syndrome.
neck syndrome.
The reason why I love that one so much is like, I can see you getting upset about your kid embarrassing you public by touching themselves, maybe. I can see you wanting them to brush their teeth. Is it so bad?
I know.
Where the kid's just trying to eat a taco.
No.
And it happens so often.
What a waste of a good lie.
That's a waste of a good lie.
Waste of a good lie. let's talk about the lies that our parents told us that maybe sent us to therapy. Speaking of therapy and whatnot, who hands up? Who wants to go first?
I got a sad one, but I think her heart was in the right place.
Okay.
As a fat kid, quite large. And I would always be amazed that, whatever it was I was into, brownies, baseball, the uniforms.
I thought you meant brownies, like as in.
No!
Baked
like
goods.
Sparks! No.
Brownies, chocolate cake, ice cream. Oh, you mean brownies.
Passion flakies.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
But I would always be like, my mom would always try to convince me, you're not as, you look great. You're not that, chunky. God bless her soul. Years later, I found a little baseball pin, where you pose and you get pins made.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, Mom, what's that stripe on the shirt? My mom was sewing panels into my clothes as a child so I wouldn't know that I wouldn't fit into these
Like
uniforms.
extenders?
She was extending things secretly and making me think I wasn't that big.
So you would take the traditional uniform that all the other girls would wear, and she would have to make it bigger for you?
She would sew panels into it, and it wasn't until I was quite old and saw this black panel in my baseball shirt.
That's like so. That's like the clothing version of the two seatbelts in an airplane.
Right?
Holy! I feel so much better about my life.
Me too. Mine's not even that bad now.
So if you don't know me, I'm not very bright. I didn't do very well in school, and I really didn't have a lot of options in life. But my parents
This isn't Tell the Truth podcast.
used to tell me all the time that I could be anything I want. And I know now as an adult, they're like, there's no way I'm going to be a pilot or a doctor or anything important. And so it was always about, hey, you learn. You're just as smart as everyone else, Ryan. You just learn differently.
Yeah, that's probably true.
No,
as a
because
former teacher, I would say that.
I don't know I still don't know what an adverb is. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And so finally, though, my dad did tell me the truth one day. I was old enough to handle it, like 13 or 14, and just said, listen, you're going to have to rely on your personality in life because upstairs, not a lot's going on.
He said that.
Tough but fair. Tough but fair. And it worked out because then I started going towards other things like being on the radio.
Okay.
So sometimes the truth hurts, but the truth matters.
The quickest one that my dad ever told me is that marriages last. He's on his third. But he also told me if you live in the GTA, maybe you don't, but there's always a landmark. Hey, what's that building do? What is that? And if you go up the 427, right around the 401, there's a little cemetery there. My dad always told me that if you're a clown and you die, that's where you get buried. That's the clown cemetery that you can see on the left-hand side if you're going north onto the 401 or the 427. He always told me. And I hook, line, and sinker that one to the point where I would tell other people, and they're like, you're an idiot. Oh. You're the dumb. I'm like, no, man, my dad. Why would Rick Garbett
I love it.
tell me that this is an untruth? And I held on to that one for so long.
But
and
how old were you when you started telling people? Were you on your first date? And as you're going into the city, you're like, hey, you know what's in there? Clowns. I love the lie because what was the reason for it?
I guess just how let's do a litmus test on how gullible my son is.
Yeah.
When you went in there, did you see if the flowers sprayed water on your face?
No, for sure. Yeah. So you know what? Maybe take some of the lies that you've heard today. If any of them has resonated with you, maybe you can use them for good instead of the bad that have been put onto us and to others.
And what the beauty of talking about these lies is it reminds you of old ones or ones that you can tell. I just want to quickly add to it. I talked earlier that I don't like to go out and do things with my family. And so my kids wanted to go to the CN Tower, but I didn't want to. So I just took them to the Milton Water Tower.
Oh my God.
And told them that's that. But then they started asking, how come there's a CN Tower in this town, Daddy? There just is, sons.
Lucky they inherited your intelligence, Ryan.
Well, if you like what you heard, we'll be back next week with another topic on bad parents. She's Shauna.
Hello.
He's the guy who doesn't take his kids anywhere, Ryan Parker. And I'm Johnny Gullible Garbett. And we will be back next week.